it'll be Jerry Newdecker behind the plate, George Maloney at first base, and Steve Palermo will be over at third. Now Wayne Tolleson to lead it off. Hoyt, you see the lifetime record of 2-2 against Texas, ready to go to work. Right side, a couple of hops to Bernazard, to Nyman, and that is out number one. Now one pitch, one out, and that will bring on Buddy Bell as you look at Chris Nyman, who was off to a great start at Denver. Nyman just recalled today. He is here in a hurry. He's in uniform tonight and in the lineup and at first base. Nyman, of course, off to a good start at 351 at Denver, where he had 11 home runs and 30 RBIs. But here's Buddy Bell at 227, 2-18. Hoyt ready to go to work as the strike is in and over. Nice evening tonight, 61 degrees. The breeze you see out of the southeast at 10 miles an hour. So one of our better evenings of the year here at Comiskey Park. The curveball missing outside. Checking the Sox defense for you, you see Vance Law at third, Dubzinski at short, Bernazard at second, Nyman at first, Kittle, Baines, and Bachurik in the outfield, and Fisk and Hoyt the battery. That is cue to Nyman. And he'll go to the bag and do it himself. There's two gone. So with two outs, here's young Pete O'Brien out of Santa Monica, California. O'Brien hitting .221 with a home run and 8 RBIs. He has a 6-game hitting streak going for him. He's hit safely in 10 of his last 11. The infield about straight away. The outfield shading slightly to the right as the curveball in and over, and the count is 0-1. Dubzinski now moving a little bit to his left at short. Law even with a bag and off the line. Bernazard back at second. Nyman back at first. Just outside in the count, 1-1. Lamar Hoyt won his last start against Kansas City. A record now of 3-6 on the year.
To center field, and Harold Baines will get his first sample in center pasture tonight, and that is out number 3. So the Rangers are gone 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After the first half inning of play, Texas nothing. The White Sox coming up.
We want to remind you this program is authorized under television rights granted by the Chicago White Sox solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction or the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the expressed written consent of the Chicago White Sox is prohibited.
Now Frank Tanana on the mound. Frank making his first start of the year, but certainly he is familiar with that position. Tanana starting out in the California Angel organization. Lifetime, Tanana's won 114. He's lost 106, and mainly the majority of those losses have come in the last 3 years. As you look at the Texas defense, it'll be Bell at third with Dent at short, Tolleson at second, O'Brien at first, Sample, Wright, and Parrish in the outfield from left to right, Sundberg and Tanana the battery. But last year, Tanana with a record of 7-18. Prior to that at Boston in 1981, he was 4-10. And prior to that in 1980 at California, he was 11-12. He'd had winning years outside of 1974 with the Angels when he won 14 and lost 19. So when you look at Tanana, 40 of those 106 losses coming over the last 3 years.
Well, he certainly does not have the blazing fastball and the outstanding slider that he once had since he hurt his arm. But a couple of things about Frank Tanana. There is not a better competitor on the mound in either league. He is smart. He's got the guts of a burglar. And if he has his good control, you'll see a clinic on how you're supposed to pitch without overpowering stuff.
Well, when that young man, and I saw him when he first came up with the California Angels, he had as good a fastball as anybody. He had the knowledge of how to pitch as well as anybody, even as a youngster. And he had that knack of pitching the right-handers inside. And boy, I'll tell you, he gave them nothing but fits. As you look at the Sox coaches, at third base is Jimmy Leland. And over at first base is Davey Nelson, as Tony Bernazard will lead it off here in the Sox first. Bernazard hitting .253, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs on the year. Bernazard, a switch hitter. Tony La Russa changing his lineup a little more tonight. Now Tanana about ready to go. Bernazard Tied for third in the league with doubles with 13 as Tanana delivers that curveball a little high. 1 ball and no strikes to Bernazard. The infield about straight away. The outfield playing Bernazard slightly to pull. There's that fastball on that inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now you can just take that and magnify that by about 15 miles or 20 miles an hour. And that's what you saw a young Frank Tanana throw when he was right. And the change outside, the count 2-1.
That's about 1.5 yards.
Just about. Boy, he was tough. And you can almost go back and pinpoint to the time when Frank started to lose a little bit off the fastball. There's the fastball swung on and missed, and the count 2-2. In the minor leagues, Tanana had the history of a little tender arm. Really did not pitch that much minor league baseball. His best year in 1973 at El Paso when he was 16-6. Bernazard fouling it off to the right side. And then when he came to California in 1974, he won 14 and lost 19, and that could have certainly been turned around with ease with a 3.12 earned run average. But he worked in 269 innings and had not really pitched that much up till that time. The following year, 257 innings when he was 16-9. Bernazard with a drive to left. There's Sample, and that is out number 1. So with 1 out, Carlton Fisk will stand in. Continuing on, Tanana. In 1976, he was 19-10. He pitched 288 innings. And in that year, when he started 34 games, he completed 23. And at one time, he pitched 11 complete games in a row, Ken, when he did not win all 11 games in a row. And that's, of course, when you're looking at the designated hitter starting to come into effect. Here is a key, I believe, and one of the illustrations of the designated hitter burnout, which a lot of people are talking about today. Fisk with a count 1-0.
First couple of years they brought the DH in. I liked it. And after that, you started to realize what was going to happen, taking away a lot of the intrigue about the strategy of baseball. Since that point, I have not liked the designated hitter rule.
1 ball and 1 strike.
But Tanana worked an awful lot of innings. And, of course, the last couple of years, he's had trouble getting in on the right-handed hitters. And just watching his fastball tonight, Don, he's got some movement on it. He did not have movement on it the last couple of years. He was almost dead straight.
And the change missing high, the count 2-1. Well, going another year further to kind of illustrate the history of Frank Tanana, in 1977, he was 15-9. He started 31 ball games and completed 20. Pops him up on the change, and the count 2-2. In 1978, he was 18-12. He started 33 ball games, completed 10, and it started to go downhill then as far as complete games were concerned. In 1979, he started 17, completed only 2. So the pattern was there all along the line. And boy, you talk about a young man with a great career and a great future. That is hard to Bell on a big hop on across to O'Brien, and that is out number 2.
Well, there's one thing also about Tanana. They will not have to hold any benefits for him.
No, they won't. Frank has invested his money wisely. Now makes his home in Arlington, Texas. And really, as you say, one of the nice young men in this game and a great competitor. But to show you how that even goes downhill a little bit more from there with Harold Baines standing in. And we're kind of talking about the history of a man and the syndrome they call today the designated hitter burnout. First pitch outside. He started 31 games for California in 1980, completed 7. 23 for Boston in 81, completed 5. 30 last year for Texas, completed 7. 2 balls and no strikes to Baines, who's hitting .253, 2 home runs and 23 RBI. On deck, the bull, Greg Luzinski. There's a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. So all of a sudden, from 3 years, 76 to 78, from 53 complete games, just missing outside. The count goes 3-1. He goes to 21 in the next 4 years. And tonight, making his first start of the 1983 season. There's a strike, and the count goes full 3-2.
Yeah, he just reached back a little bit there. Got another foot on that fastball. That's probably as good as he can get it up there. But he is crafty.
Oh, he's crafty is right. He'll make you talk to yourself a little bit. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Baines. Right side as O'Brien goes to Tanana, and that is out number 3, and the Sox go easily 1-2-3 in the first. After 1, no score. You've joined us tonight. No score after 1. Kenny?
And a reminder that Sunday, June 5th, the Sox and Wendy's Hamburgers have teamed up to bring you Jersey Day. That's when the first 15,000 kids 14 and under attending that game against the Kansas City Royals will receive a free high-quality replica of the Sox home jersey courtesy of Wendy's Hamburgers. So a big day. That's White Sox Jersey Day doubleheader with Kansas City, and also that beautiful free high-quality replica of the White Sox home jersey.
As we go to the top of the second inning, it'll be Lance Parrish to lead it off. Take that, Larry Parrish, followed by Larry Bittner, and then George Wright. Parrish at 271, 9 home runs, 23 RBIs. Curveball hit to the hole. Dubzinski over. Long throw, and they just do get him. Good play by Dubzinski.
Nice play by Jerry. Parrish with not real good speed down the line. You saw the big swing right there. That'll take about a step away from the right-handed hitter trying to get out of that box. And he just did get him. That's a nice peg.
There are your Texas coaches. Wayne Terwilliger at third, and Rich Donnelly over at first.
Looks like Merv Redmond over there.
It did look like Mervin. Here is Bittner. And the first pitch low and inside. Larry at 300 with 7 RBIs. So Larry the DH tonight. There's a strike and a count, 1-1. Oh, you're talking about Merv Redmond. You're not going to meet a nicer guy in the game of baseball. One of the Texas coaches. 2 balls and a strike.
Had Buddy Bell on the postgame show on radio last evening. He was talking about Merv Redmond. Really impressed with him as a hitting instructor. Of course, a lot of that has to do with the relationship you have one-on-one with somebody.
And the curveball in and over. Count 2-2. Well, Merv's got that personality. I'll guarantee you he could get along with anybody. I used to watch him agitate that Don Baylor in California. And luckily, Baylor had that awfully easygoing type of personality. That's fouled away. And he used to ride him unmercifully. And all Don would do would laugh.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Oh, Merv knew if he got under his skin a little bit too much. Merv's been around a long time. But he's quite a guy. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Right to Law at third. Stays with it. To Nyman. And that is out number 2. And it'll bring on George Wright. Wright hitting .263 with 16 RBIs on the year. But from the left side, a much better year than from the right side. Hitting .301 left-handed, .189 right-handed, and .263 overall. Breaking pitch over. 0-1 the count. Detroit has defeated Minnesota 7-4 at Tiger Stadium. Boy, that game over in a hurry. 0-2 the count. He must have started a little bit early with a long weekend coming up. In that game, Pashnik the winner, 1-0. Lysander the loser, 1-2. Walkenfuss hit his second home run of the year. Oh, that's the first game of doubleheader. That's why. Well, they got a big 2 tonight. Home plate umpire Jerry Neudecker giving Carlton Fisk a little extra time. Carlton took the brunt of that foul tip. Boston 1-0 over Toronto in the bottom of the 6th inning up in Canada. That's Tudor 2-2 against Clancy 4-2. 0-2 to right. 2 outs, top of the 2nd, no score. Missing outside, 1-2. Cleveland on top of California 3-1 after 3 complete. Keeson 6-1 for the Angels. Blyleven 4-4 for the Indians. Off the hands, right side. Nyman there. Gives to Hoyt. And that takes care of Texas in the 2nd inning. 1-2-3. And after 1.5, no score.
White Sox and Walgreens Ragball Day. That's first 15,000 kids 14 and under who attend the Sox game with the Oakland A's will receive a free White Sox Ragball courtesy of Walgreens. It's great for playing ball indoors on some of these rainy afternoons. That's Ragball Day, Saturday, June 18th. For tickets, just dial 559-1212.
Now Greg Luzinski will lead off the bottom of the 2nd inning. It'll be Luzinski, Paciorek, and Kittle to face Tanana. Other American League scores: Jeff Burroughs hit his 4th home run of the year, and the Oakland first at Yankee Stadium. After 1.5, the A's lead the Yankees 2-0. Now the Bull hitting .205, 7 home runs, 23 RBIs, ready to go. The Bull with 8 hits in his last 28 at-bats. That time, 9 RBIs in his last 10 games. Good change. 1-1 the count.
Good motion.
Yes,
the Rangers southpaw.
Ball and 2 strikes to count. Little rain starting to fall here at Comiskey Park. Just inside to count 2-2. Elsewhere in the American League, Jimmy Gantner's hit his 4th home run of the year, and the first nobody on. Milwaukee still at bat and leading Seattle at least 1-0. That's McClure against Perry. After 1, Baltimore on top of Kansas City 1-0. Davis against Gura. And the count goes full, 3-2, as you see the umbrellas pop out. Now, very light drizzle falling at Comiskey. On deck, Tom Paciorek. Pops him up. Bucky Dent doesn't see it as Sample comes on, and it's Sample for the catch. Dent did not see it at all.
Bull had a good hack at that 3-2 fastball right there. First sign that Jim Sundberg wanted was a change, and Tanana wanted to throw the fastball inside, and Bull just underneath it. There you see Sample coming in. Bucky Dent had lost sight of it, and that was a major league pop-up, my friend.
Yes, sir, and you can see Billy Sample saying all the way, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. And indeed he did, as Tom Paciorek stands in. Curveball in and over. Tommy hitting .267, 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. Some National League scores. The Cubs have made a pitching change in the 3rd, leading Atlanta 3-1, and Atlanta hitting in the 3rd. Crowley has relieved Rainey. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati, no score after 4.5. Candelaria against Soto. Montreal leading Philadelphia 3-1. Sanderson against Carlton. Little soft line drive, center field, base hit for Paciorek. Now Paciorik's aboard, and Ron Kittle will come on, and Chris Nyman on deck.
Now Tommy just reaches out, gets this Tanana fastball on the outer half of the plate, and just serves it right out there into left center field.
Elsewhere in the National League, the Cardinals didn't score in the 1st inning at Houston, and the Astros at bat. Andujar against Rule. New York at San Diego. Seaver against Shao. San Francisco at L.A. Hammaker against Wells. So that's to bring you up to date as far as the American League and the National League action is concerned. Here's Kittle at .264, 8 home runs, 31 RBIs, with Nyman on deck. Infield double play depth. Kittle has hit safely in 10 of his last 14 games, going 14 for 55 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. the Sox lead it 2-0.
A curveball right there from Frank Tanana. Waited on it nicely and then just one-handed it more or less right against the facade of the upper deck. Line shot. There's a curveball. Over the outer half of the plate. He just went out, got it, and ripped it right there off the facade.
Now here's Chris Nyman. There's a strike to Nyman, and the count is 0-1. On deck, Vance Law. Nyman recalled today from Denver, where he's hitting .351, 11 home runs, and 30 RBIs at first base tonight. Missing. Nope, did not miss. A little delayed call, and that's over the outside corner. 0-2 the count. One way to keep the old coconut dry on a rainy evening at the ballpark.
Like Don Karensik's hairdo before he started letting it grow out.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him on a good change. Now Nyman strikes out, and that'll bring on Vance Law.
Good change. Good motion right here by Tanana. Just turns it over. Nyman couldn't get a piece of it.
Here's Vance Law at 193 with 4 RBIs on the year. Vance really has not played that much at all. To make room for Nyman, the White Sox option Lorenzo Gray to Denver. Jerry Dobzinski on deck. 1 ball and no strikes. Vance has only been at bat 57 times all year with 11 hits. Air ball outside, and the count 2-0. Foul right side and out of play. Well, the rain falling just a little harder, but not that heavy as yet. A lot of the fans without umbrellas still holding their seats out in the open along the first and third base lines in the lower boxes. The 2-1 pitch to right field. Hit well. Parrish has a beat on it. He's there. That is out number 3. Now the Sox are gone, but they pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. 2-run home run by Kittle. And after 2 innings of play, the Sox lead it 2-0. Let's go back to the studio and Mike Lederman. He sure is, and strong, as the Sox lead it 2-0 on Kittle's home run. Here's Jimmy Sundberg, takes a strike in the count 0-1. Rain still falling, and the only evidence of that is the infield starting just to get a little darker. Outside, the count 1-1. But if you're an outfielder, the thing you've got to worry about now is that ball hit to either side of you and skidding possibly on that wet grass and getting by you. There's Dobzinski on to Nyman, and that is out number 1.
And fans, the White Sox and Texas Rangers celebrate Cap Weekend. That'll be tomorrow and Sunday, the 28th and 29th. All fans who attend tomorrow's game will receive the Sox home cap, and all fans who attend Sunday's game will receive the Sox road cap. That's free caps for everybody, courtesy of Coca-Cola. White Sox Coca-Cola Cap Weekend tomorrow and Sunday.
Here's Bucky Dent, as Hoyt has retired the first 7 in a row. Dent at 287 with 11 RBIs on the year. Curveball over, 0-1. Larmar throwing strikes. Baltimore on top of Kansas City in the bottom of the second, 2-0. Birds trying to break a losing streak. Check swing, foul, right side. You can see that ball skid on that grass once it hit. Jumped pretty good. 0-2 the count. Pops him up right side. Nyman coming over. Fisk didn't see it. Nyman does. Makes the catch, and that is out number 2.
That's Dick Such, Ranger pitching coach. Boy, he's done a job. Rangers coming into this game. He's sitting right by the new manager, Doug Rader. The Rangers coming into this game with a team ERA of 3.37. There's Merv Redmond right to the right of the manager Rader.
Now 2 gone, and Billy Sample stands in. Billy at 254, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. Curveball missing inside. Breeze turning around a little bit right now, coming in over that right field roof as the rain comes down just a little harder. 1-1 the count. And a definite little change in the temperature. See there, Sample with 43 hits to lead the Ranger ball club. Cued foul. 1-2 the count. Lamar Hoyt has pitched in some awfully tough luck this year, as have a few of the other Sox pitchers, as he gets him swinging. And the side is retired. That is 9 in a row for Hoyt. The Rangers are gone, and after 2.5, the Sox lead it 2-0. Dubzinski will lead off the bottom of the 3rd. He'll be followed by Bernazard and then Fisk, with the Sox on top 2-0. Dubzinski hitting .245 with 9 RBIs. Curveball missing low. 5 hits in his last 16 at bats over his last 6 games. .2-0 the count. On deck, Tony Bernazard. Left field, Sample going back, and that is out number 1.
Advance for the best in baseball coverage. Have Sportsvision installed in your home today. Sportsvision brings you exclusive coverage of 112 White Sox games throughout the course of the year, plus additional games involving top teams in the American League. So get the best seat in the house for exciting action with the Sting, the Bulls, the Hawks, and a whole lot more. To order Sportsvision, just call On TV at 699-6688 or call your local cable company.
Here's Tony Bernazard, fly to left his first time at bat, 0 for 1. Curveball in and over. Into a fastball. 1-1 the count. Tanana, good fielding pitcher, good athlete, excellent high school basketball player in Detroit.
Good poker player too.
Change missing, and the count 2-1. Now Detroit, speaking of the Tigers, defeating Minnesota 7-4 in the first game of doubleheader tonight. Sample over in a hurry. Bernazard's got to hurry to second. They don't get it. Good hustle by Bernazard. Good hustle by Billy Sample.
Billy Sample has good speed in left field. It's right down the line. Buddy Bell thought it was foul, but it was not. Steve Palermo right on top of it. Watch how quickly Sample gets to it. And watch where Wayne Tolleson is at second base. Trying to give Bernazard a little dig. I don't know why, because the play's right in front of him. And there's Tony with his 14th double of the season, just underneath the tag.
Now the one-out double by Bernazard, and that will bring on Carlton Fisk. Hit the ball hard his first time at bat, but right to Buddy Bell at third. Takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. On deck, Harold Baines. Well, that infield starting to get just a little slick. You can see Bernazard, a little tough time going around first base on his way to second. And Carlton Fisk will back off, dry the bat off a little bit. One thing hitters do not like to do, and that is hit with a wet bat. One ball and one strike.
Unlike pitchers who like to pitch with a wet ball.
I knew that was coming. Well, you leave yourself an opening and you're going to get it. One ball and one strike. Infield deep, the outfield deep to the left. Bernazard at second. Dent a long way to O'Brien, and there's two gone. That with two outs, Harold Baines will stand in. It'll look like he's going to another bat.
A little grip on this one.
And the rain comes down just a little bit harder. Just a steady. Well, it's more than a heavy drizzle, it appears right now, just looking up through the lights. Up the middle, base hit. Here comes Bernazard. Wright will not have a play. Bernazard will score. It's 3-0 Sox. Harold Baines with his 24th RBI of the year, and that will bring on Greg Luzinski.
Harold first ball hitting right here off the fastball from Tanana over the inside corner, and you can see George Maloney, who was at second base, boy, he just ripped it right back through the middle.
Now here's the bull, Greg Luzinski, skied high to the left fielder, Billy Sample, his first time at bat. Three to nothing, the Sox on top. 3 runs on 4 hits. Texas, no runs, no hits. Tom Paciorek on deck. Baines at first. Tanana will chase him back. There's a strike to Luzinski. 0-1 the count. Pops him up again. Wright coming over. Parrish coming on. Wright calling, and it's Wright for the catch. He saw that big guy out of the corner of his eye. So the Sox are gone, but they pick out a run on 2 hits. No errors. They leave a man aboard. After 3, the Sox lead it 3-0. MasterCard by calling Ticketmaster at 559-1212. And along with Ken Harrelson, I'm Don Drysdale. You see our next televised game will be tomorrow afternoon. Special time at 2:30. It's 3-0 Sox. Right now, after 3, we go to the 4th. To call it for you, here's Ken.
All right, Donnie. Be the top of the order. Wayne Tollison, Buddy Bell, and Pete O'Brien to face Larmar Hoyt. He has been perfect through the first 3. Retired 9 consecutive Ranger batters. That'll be out to play left side. That rain starting to come down harder now. As a matter of fact, the Sox did not whip it around the infield. They just gave it right back to Hoyt. Tollison bounced out 4-3 to lead off the ball game. Takes a curveball and an over. 0-2 the count. Some activity in the Ranger bullpen. Right-hander John Butcher starts to heat up as you see that rain. Right now, the hardest it's been. Misses with a breaking ball. 1-2. Harrelson, hitting at 283, was inserted into the lineup when little Mike Richard was injured in the game against the Baltimore Orioles as Dan Ford slid in and hurt his knee. There's a breaking pitch, catches the outside corner. Second strikeout for Hoyt. Now 10 in a row retired.
Well, if you're the Sox and the way things have been going for them for the last couple of weeks, when they've lost 11 of their 15 games, their last 15, boy, you want to get 5 in a hurry with a 3-0 lead and then say, we'll take our chances from there.
Here's Buddy Bell, 31-year-old Ranger third baseman, off to a slumping 226. Pops his pitch up into short left center field. Harold Baines coming in. Takes it out, number 2. But Bell got off to a good start early in the season, and then for the last couple of weeks he has really been struggling. So 2 quick out. And here's the first baseman, Pete O'Brien.
Okay, the Sox are getting that ball. They're getting it back into Hoyt as quick as they can and running back to their position. They know, number 1, Larmar works in a hurry anyway.
Breaking ball misses. O'Brien went out to Baines in center field in the first inning. With 11 in a row retired. 2-0 the count. Red Sox leading Toronto 1-0, bottom of the 8th at Exhibition Stadium in Canada. His fastball catches the outer half. 2-1. O'Brien hitting at 221 coming in. All-speed pitch in and over. Evens the count up at 2. They tell us he can pick it down at first base. Youngster, just 25, as Don mentioned, out of Santa Monica. Outfield, straight away. Score on a miss, the sinker. So Hoyt very quickly. 1-2-3 after 3.5. The Sox leading the Rangers 3-0. Totals on the board here at Comiskey Park as that rain continues to come down. Larmar Hoyt has been perfect through 4, retiring all 12 Ranger batters. And there's Frank Tanana coming into the game with an 0.53 ERA. Sox got on the board in the second inning. 1-out single by Pashork, and then Ron Kittle blasted his 9th homer. That's the first home run off Tanana this year. And Sox came back. RBI single by Baines, knocking in Bernazard. And they lead it 3-0. It'll be Pashork, Kittle, and Nyman. Outfield playing Tommy Tupul, and Bucky Dent well over towards the hole at shortstop. Breaking ball inside. And you see Dent right in the hole. Change up, good one. Ball and a strike. Man, I want to give a big White Sox happy birthday to Nancy Gould, wife of a good friend of ours, Jack Gould. Congratulations. Oh, she's a good-looking woman.
Sure is. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to have a nice day and evening.
Jammed in. That'll be out of play. Ball and 2 strikes now to Tommy. Tommy hitting at 272, playing right field for the first time, as Tony La Russa has shuffled his lineup in case you just tuned in. Harold Baines playing in center. Chris Nyman just being called up from Denver. And to make room for him, they sent Lorenzo Gray back to the Bears. So Nyman at first, Pashork in right, Baines in center. Vance Law moves over third in place of Gray. Hit him. Try to get inside, and inside indeed he got.
Tanana with the count 1-2. Certainly ain't going to be trying to hit anybody. You can see Sundberg moving inside. That ball just getting away from him. Pashorek diving in and then trying to get out of the way. Got him over the back of that left arm.
And a big round of applause for the left fielder, Ron Kittle. Kittle got that curveball from Tanana, reached out, and just smoked it off the facade of the upper deck. Change up, should be 2. Yeah, Tollefson. O'Brien digs it out. 2 gone. 42nd, 43rd double play of the year turned by the Rangers.
Well, you don't like to have your club hit into a double play, but I'm sure manager Tony La Russa right here, the way Hoyt's going, would say, well, we'll give you a little courtesy DP right there, and we'll try and get a half inning in as you look at it one more time. Taylor-made, Dent, Tollefson, and O'Brien, and that's 2 in a hurry.
Well, there's such a thing as doing something for the club, but Tony might have been thinking that. Kittle wasn't.
No, I know he wasn't.
Chris Nyman takes a strike over the inside corner. Chris struck out on a good change back in the 2nd inning. Curveball hit off the end of the bat. Tollefson at second. Easy play for him. And the Sox are going into 4th. Nothing across. No hits, no runs, no errors. And after 4, it's 3-0 Sox. Right now, let's go back to the studios and Michael Liederman. Larry Parrish takes a ball inside from Larmar Hoyt. Top of the 5th inning as the Sox hold a 3-0 lead. You see the rain still coming down. There's a curveball in and over. Ball and a strike to Parrish. Larry with 3 hits last night as the Rangers defeated the Sox in the first of this 4-game set by a score of 3-1. Another breaking ball chop. Vance Law comes in, charges, gets it on the big hop. 1 down.
Well, fans, there's a new White Sox booster club getting started called the Chi Sox Club. Luncheon meetings the first Monday of every Sox homestand. And the next meeting will be Monday, June 13th, with the Angels in town. 2 players from each team will be featured. For information, call McCormick in at 791-1900. 1 out, and now 13 consecutive hitters. Retired by Hoyt as a designated hitter. Larry Bittner steps in. Bittner, 35-year-old veteran, hitting at an even 300 coming in. Can't get the breaking ball. That infield's starting to darken up pretty good right now, Ken. You know, you keep getting that water on it now, and that tarp really is not going to do much good. I'd have to think if I'm Doug Rader, you want to play this far, play all 9 like it.
Well, that old axiom in baseball, I think, for the most part, has always held true. You just go ahead and play your game. Just go ahead and play your game. Obviously, if it's a torrent coming down and you got a lead, and for some reason the umpire won't get the tarp out there, then you try to speed it up a little bit. Ball and 2 strikes to Bittner. Hard hit. Nyman on the second bounce. Gets a nice one. 2 gone.
Lamar's liable to be a mudder. Something we haven't known about.
You got a heck of a chance pitching here. That's the case of that rain. Here's George Wright, switch hitting center fielder. Wright bounced out 3-1 to end the 2nd. No homers, 16 RBIs on the season. Curveball catches the outer half. Oh, he is sharp. Throwing strikes with a little something on it. Vance Law well in at 3rd. That pitch jammed in, the breaking ball, foul back, and it's 0-2. Montreal leading Philadelphia at Veterans Stadium, bottom of the 5th, by a score of 3-1. Cincinnati leading Pittsburgh 8-0. At Three Rivers Stadium. It's in the top of the 7th. Ball and 2 strikes to Wright. Red Sox leading Toronto 2-0, bottom of the 9th up in Canada. Good fastball hit hard right back through the middle. So there goes a perfect game. There goes a no-hitter. And the Rangers have their first base runner.
Alley just got the sinker out over the plate. And we mentioned before, Wright hitting much better left-handed than he is right-handed, hitting .301 left-handed. And he just takes it right back through the middle.
So right with good speed on. He has 4 stolen bases this season. Rangers have 34 and 55 attempts. Sox have 34 and 42 attempts. It's Jim Sundberg. Fastball, about eye high. Baltimore leading Kansas City 4-0. Bottom of the 3rd at Royal Stadium. Angels come back. They now lead Cleveland 4-3. Bottom of the 6th at Municipal Stadium in Ohio. Breaking ball outside the strike zone. Sundberg, well, that just wave at it. 21 to count. Catches the outside corner. Sonny doesn't like it, but it'll be a ball and 2 strikes.
Mike Lederman was talking about Glenn Hubbard in Atlanta. If they nickname him Yosemite Sam, you get a close-up of Larmar with that rain falling on him to get a name for him.
That's out of play. Count hangs. Ball and 2 strikes.
Rain falling on Larmar looked like he'd been rode hard and put away wet. Ooh, close.
Good pitch for Hoyt. And good job of laying off of it by Sundberg. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Sox on top 3-0 as it now is coming down heavy. But get this man right here, and it is official. Breaking ball, chopped down third base. Vance Law on the second, hopped along. Pig as Nyman digs it out in time. And indeed, it is an official game. After 4.5, it's a Sox on top, 3-0. Defeated. Well, I'll tell you, that sport is starting to grow.
Karate.
That's exciting, that PKA full karate. Right here, though, it's the bottom of the 5th. The game is official. Sox on top, 3-0. 3-4-0 for the Sox, 0-1-0 for Texas. It'll be Vance Law, the 8th place hitter, Jerry Dybzinski, and Tony Bernazar to face Frank Tanana. Vance over 1, fly to right field, his first at bat. Curveball catches the inside corner. And I'll tell you, you got an old pro, an old veteran behind that plate, and Jerry Newdecker. And with the rain coming like this, you better start swinging that bat.
Oh, yes, sir. I was thinking about that about the 3rd inning.
Fastball inside.
He will go back to the old school right here. If it's close, son, be swinging.
Change up. Bucky Dent, easy to Hopper. As the throw is high, but O'Brien comes down and puts it on.
Well, that's what you can get on that wet grass, and also hitting on that muddy infield right now. The infielder's got to make sure they get a good grip of the ball. You can see that the feet starting to slip a little bit on Dent, but O'Brien making the tag going by.
Well, you can see him losing control right here. Watch as he gets right there, the ball coming out of his hand. A little soon. There's O'Brien making a nice play. Here's Jerry Dybzinski. First time up, lined hard to Billy Sample and deep in left. Good change.
Well, Ken, a lot of people, a lot of our viewers might be saying, well, how come they're letting them play in the rain? And, of course, it started raining very early. And one of the keys that the umpires will watch very carefully, it will start with key number 1, the pitcher's mound, and then at home plate. They've already put the absorbing compound on the pitcher's mound a couple of times and in the batter's boxes. But once the mound gets too slick, they will not take any chances after that. That's really a key right there. And there's a veteran, Jerry Newdecker, behind the plate.
Well, the thing is, they don't want the conditions to become such as you can have an injury out there.
Right.
So when it gets a little slicky, at that point they might have to delay it for a while until they can put some of that absorption compound all over the place. Ball and a strike to Jerry. But these are more or less unsaid rules in baseball. There's a shot base hit. Well, he just put the hammer down on it. Jerry rounding first base very hard, slips as he goes around the bag. So Dybzinski 1 for 2.
Well, Jerry got the fastball right there, and he rifled at the left. Now, what made him slip going around the bag? He's picking up mud in those spikes going down to first base. He hit the top of the bag, and he skidded going off the top of the bag. Boy, you've got to be careful because this is a little hazardous. And here's where you can pull a leg muscle, twist an ankle. You've got to be very careful. You're doing a lot of things flat-footed now that you don't normally do.
Here's Tony. Curveball. Backdoors him in and over. Tony 1 for 2. He lined to left in the first, and he doubled to left in the third. Outfield fairly deep. Swung around a few steps to the left as Tanana goes over to O'Brien. 6-6 tie at Fulton County Stadium in Georgia. Cubs and the Braves. That's in the 5th inning. Dybzinski gets a good jump. Boy, he had it stolen as that pitch fouled out of play. The changeup. And down to Sundberg would have even attempted a throw.
Boy, he had a good pitch to go on, and plus his good jump.
0-2.
Good jump plus change equals stolen base. Boy, it is coming down.
Looks worse on TV than it does right here.
Well, that's true. You're
Always
right.
does. Good lead by Dybzinski once again. Boy, he is way out there.
Tell you where you can look in the reflection of the lights in the SOX dugout on the steps. So that's the best way we can tell.
He lost 2 strikes. Got him on the off-speed change.
There you take another look at it. Bernazard going after the bad pitch. These are the kind of evenings when you come out to the ballpark tomorrow, you wear about a 7 3/8 hat. You come to the park tomorrow and put it on, it's about a 7 1/8.
6 3/4.
Yeah. Doesn't quite fit. Willie Thompson, he'll be going through a few hats tonight, I think.
Carlton Fisk. 0 for 2 twice has bounced out to the left side. Once to Bell, once to Dent.
Of course, Willie, the Sox clubhouse man, travels with them all over. He's a man. He's like the 10th man out there.
He can eat more chicken than Wade Boggs. I'll bet on that.
Oh, I will too. Oh.
They got him picked off. That'll do it. Nothing across for the Sox. There was a hit. No errors. Nobody left. And after 5, 3-0. Sox on top of the Rangers. Has shut down the Rangers. No runs on just 1 hit through the first 5 innings, and has himself a little sharp 3-0 lead. Larmar won his last start. That was in Kansas City last Sunday by a score of 11-3. Hoyt 2-2 lifetime against Texas will face Dent, Sample, and Tolleson. Outfield shortened up, shaded around to the right. Breaking ball in and over. Vance Law, a couple of steps now, 1 step back of the line at third. As you check the Sox defense, the way they'll play Bucky Dent. Slider left side, Law right there, sucks it up. 1 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ground balls thrown by Hoyt so far to go along with the 3 strikeouts. That's getting the job done.
Yeah, Roger Bossett, you got to give him a lot of credit because he has kept that mound in excellent shape. I have not seen Hoyt or Tanana have any misfooting whatsoever.
Here's the left fielder, Billy Sample. He struck out on a good curveball back in the 3rd inning. Outfield straight away. Tries to bunt it, fouls it off. Count 0-1. Top of the 7th now, Cleveland. Angels 4, Indians 3. Bottom of the 6th at Yankee Stadium. Oakland 2, New York 1. Guidry on the mound for the Yankees. Milwaukee leading Seattle 3-1. Top of the 5th at County Stadium. That's a ball hit deep. You can't forget it. Hanger downtown. For Sample, his 5th homer of the year.
And he got it all, Ken. He got, as you say, that hanger right up in his eyes, and he rode it out of here in a hurry.
Good pop in his bat.
Take another peek at it. Bam.
What a nice pitch to hit. Here's Wayne Tollefson 0 for 2. Law in close at 3rd as the sinker misses. Tollefson out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Done a good job filling in for Mike Richard. Breaking ball inside, 2-0. Fastball catches the outside corner, 2-1. And fans, another reminder on tomorrow's start. It's not on most of these schedules, but it's a 3:05 start. So if there's a high chopper, low and close, now backs up, guns it underneath, high throw. That'll be off the photographer's well. As Tollefson, good speed. Little switch hitter hitting left-handed. You got to make the play like that. It's a do or die.
That's all it is, do or die. That high chopper, that's an old Casey Stengel Butcher Boy shot right there. The epitome of it. Swing down, hit it high, and run.
They give him an error. I'd have to give him a base hit on that one.
Oh, that is not an error at all.
Nope. That's a tough call right there. Vance is not going to throw him out if it's on the money, even though he really got a lot underneath. You can see Tollefson had it beat, but they give him an error. Here's Buddy Bell. Buddy tried to tie this game up in a hurry with that hack. I'm not going to put the error down.
I already had that written down as a hit. Now nope, they don't change it. Not yet. They have it on the scoreboard.
Breaking ball, Vance Law. Oh, to Bernazar for one. Tony can't turn it. Slipped us a little bit at second as he's trying to turn it flat-footed.
Well, here it is again. Law making sure that he gets his feet planted right. Now the throw there. Bernazar, see that back foot slipping just a little bit. Never got anything on the throw. Bell certainly better than average speed going down the line.
They did indeed change it now, so it is a base hit for Wayne Tollefson. Here's Pete O'Brien. Fastball on the outside corner. O'Brien has flied to center and struck out. Breaking ball. Good one. Took just a little something off of it. Had O'Brien out in front. 0-2. Final now from Toronto, the Red Sox, and John Tudor, the left-hander, shut out Jim Clancy and the Blue Jays 2-0. Another breaking ball. Got it. 4th strikeout for Hoyt. That'll do it for the Rangers. Nothing. Check that. 1 run on 2 hits. Billy Sample's 5th home of the year, and after 5.5, it's 3-1 Sox. There you see our next televised game tomorrow. We will be on the air at 2:30, but the game will have a 3:05 start. It'll be Richard Dotson trying to break that 4-game losing streak, and he will be opposed by the knuckleballing right-hander Charlie Huff. But right here in the bottom of the 6th, that's the totals on the board. As Tanana still on the mound for the Rangers, will face Fisk, Baines, and Luzinski. Carlton 0 for 2. Slow curveball dropped in over at the knees. Outfield really swung around to the left. Bit of a gap in right center field, but Parrish well over into right center. Ooh, Carlton didn't quite get out of the way of that one. Nipped
Hamilton, I don't know. It just got him on that left toe. Couldn't get the toe out of the way.
Looked like one of those guys you see in a fight to get hits, and about 3 seconds later finally decides he's going down.
Look at Bud. He's hot. He's not mad at anybody but himself. He's just probably saying, how in the world did that ball hit me? Thought he had it all the way, and all of a sudden got him right off the top of that left foot.
Right on the bunion.
You know, in his career, he's had enough hit off the top of those toes. He doesn't need any more.
Taking a beating. Here's Harold Baines. Harold 1 for 2, drove in the third Sox run in the third, knocking in Tony Bernazard. Harold now with 24 RBIs on the year. Outfield straight away and deep for Baines. Harold lifetime hitting .328 against the Rangers, but this year coming into the night in the 4 games hitting just .143. Tanana drops down. Bell in close at third as Baines faked the bunt. Ball and no strikes. Slow curveball. 21. Here's Doug Rader, 38-year-old manager in his first year in the big leagues. At the helm of a club. Doug had a couple of years managerial experience in Hawaii. The San Diego organization. Another slow curveball inside, and it's 2-1. In that Red Sox 2-0 victory over Toronto, John Tudor threw a one-hitter. Dave Collins picked up the only base hit in the 4th inning, a single. This takes off. Baines hits a deep drive to right field. Parrish goes back right at the wall, now reaches up as Baines just got it on the end of the bat.
Well, the air's a little heavy right now, too, with that rain falling. And as you say, Kenny got it out on the end of the bat. At the start of the evening, that could be a little different story because we didn't have the rain. The rain coming in, maybe what, the 2nd or 3rd inning? Look at it again. Curveball. Harold didn't get it all.
Here's Greg Luzinski. He's 0 for 2, but he has just missed 2 of them. Popped up to left, then he popped up to center. Takes a little low. Bull now hitting at .202 on the season. Fisk a decent lead at first. Change up outside, 2-0. Rangers with a mark of 22-20. They are 2 games back, tied for 2nd in the West. Hit hard and deep to center field. George Wright. Well, that wind and that rain knocking it down as Wright hauls it in for out number 2.
Jerry Neudecker pointing to first base umpire George Maloney, looking for the ground screw. They want more of the compound at the end of this inning in the batter's box and on the mound.
Tom Paciorek will stand in for his 3rd time. He singled and scored a run in the 2nd, and he was hit by a pitch in the 4th. This with a pretty good lead. Outfield playing time to pull. Good changeup. 0-1. Fisk on. Hard hit. Bucky Dent playing over in the hole. Can't get there. Fisk Now trying to tread his way around second base holes. So for Shurik now 2 for 2. And here comes Ron Kittle.
Now Tommy just reached out. They had a little bit of a shift on. Dent over to his right and just hit it right by Dent's left. Fist to second base. You can see kind of tippy-toeing around that bag. There'll be no quick moves tonight.
So Kittle steps in. Back in the second after Pashurik hit single. Ronnie got a curveball from Tanana and just smoked it. Out over the plate. Up about thigh. Off the facade of the upper deck. Sundberg still chatting with Tanana. Frank's first start of the year. He was just killing a little time as now manager Doug Rader slowly out of the bullpen, out of the dugout, as he has in his bullpen right-handed pitcher John Butcher. So we might see a little change right here as the Rangers down by 2. They trail it 3-1. There's John Butcher. You can see the rain falling constantly now for about 4 innings. So he's given the sign. Indeed, he will make a change as a break in the action, and we'll take a break here in the bottom of the 6th. Totals on the board for the Sox: 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. For Texas, 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors.
Standard John Butcher comes on a record of 2-1 and an earned run average of 4.83, making his 11th appearance of the year. He started 1 time. He has a save. He's worked in 32 2/3 innings, allowed 38 hits, 17 runs, all earned. He's given up 3 home runs. He's walked 12, and he struck out 15. Now, John Butcher, a 6'4", 190-pounder out of Glendale, California. Makes his home still in Glendale. Last year with Texas, a record of 1-5. So the tall right-hander comes on to try and settle the Sox down here in the bottom of the 6th.
And while we have a little time, we'll check the scoreboard for you. In the National League, Jody Davis has homered in the top of the 6th inning. That's his 5th of the year. And the Cubs have taken a 7-6 lead over Atlanta. Rainey, Proley, and Brewstar for the Cubs. Pascual, Perez, Bahena, and Forster so far for the Braves. At Three River Stadium in Cincinnati. Check the Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. The Reds leading Pittsburgh 9-0 after 8. Candelaria started for Pittsburgh, relieved by Neiman in the 8th. Soto and Guante for the Reds. Montreal leading Philadelphia 4-1. That's after 5.5 at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Sanderson for the Expos. Carlton started for the Phillies, relieved by Willie Hernandez in the 6th. And after 5 at the Astrodome in Houston, it's a Cardinals 1, the Astros 1. Andujar and Rule working against each other in that game. Later on, New York will be at San Diego. Seaver against Shaw. And San Francisco at L.A. Hamaker against Welch. In the American League, in the first of 2, Detroit defeated Minnesota Tiger Stadium 7-4. 7-12-2 for the Tigers, 4-7-2 for the Twins. One homer. Wackenfuss is 2nd of the year. Pashnik, Larry Pashnik, the winner. He's 1-0. Lysander, the loser, 1-2. In the second game after 4, it's the Tigers on top of Minnesota, 1-0. Filson for the Twins. Rosema for Detroit. Right here, right-hander John Butcher has completed his warm-up tosses. And he will face Ron Kittle with Carlton Fisk at 2nd and Tom Pashurik at 1st. 2 out, bottom of the 6th, Sox leading 3-1. Nothing in 1 to count to Ronnie. Outfield deep. Now right starts to move over towards center as that pitch chopped foul, and it's 0-2. Partial line on Frank Tanana, 5 2/3 innings of work. 3 runs, all earned, 6 hits. Did not walk a Sox batter. Struck out 2 and hit 2. Due to this rain, we have lost. Our center field camera is down. Trying to get that corrected for you. No balls, 2 strikes to Kittle. Got him. Good all-speed pitch, and that'll take care of the Sox here in the 6th. Nothing across. It was a hit. No errors, 2 men left, and after 6 is 3-1 White Sox. Drysdale, this is Ken Harrelson as the Sox hold a 3-1 lead. Defensive change. Rusty Kuntz has moved into center field. So Tom Paciorek, who was in right, comes out. Harold Baines moves back into right, and Rusty Kuntz, the center fielder. So Hoyt will face Parrish, Bittner in right, and to call it for you, here's Donnie.
Okay, Ken, Parrish tonight has bounced a short and bounced a third. He's 0 for 2. Rusty Kuntz will bat in Tom Paciorik's position in the fifth position as Parrish doesn't get the first pitch. Mark Johnson, young American League umpire, has come on, and he is at third base. Oh, 2 the count. That's your new umpire at third base. Steve Palermo has moved over to second. A shot down the line. Fair ball. Kittle over in a hurry. Parrish on his way for second. He's there with a double. Now Parrish got the off-speed pitch, and he just hammered it.
Parrish swinging the bat well. 3 hits last night. Just waited on the off-speed breaking ball, then slapped it right by Vance at third. For Larry, that's his 7th double of the season.
That will bring on Larry Bittner. Bittner tonight has bounced to third, bounced to first. Foul left side. 0-1 the count. You see Parrish with his 7th double of the year. Now the Sox 3 and the Texas Rangers 1. 0-2 the count. On deck, George Wright. Salome Barojas throwing in the bullpen behind Larmar Hoyt. 0-2 the count. And the count goes to 1-2. Rain still falling, but not as hard right now as it has been for the last few innings. Missing low, the count 2-2. Boy, a tip of the cap to Roger Bossert and his grounds crew. They have been working diligently and keeping this field in playing condition. Right side, as Bittner gets the job done, Parrish goes to third. So there's one gone, and George Wright will stand in. Wright 1 for 2. Bounced to first. He singled his last time at bat with 2 outs in the 5th inning. That was the first hit that Hoyt gave up tonight. Larmar has given up 4. Parrish at third. Sox on top. 3-1. Infield back. They'll give up the run for the out. All except Vance Law at third. He's up the cut of the grass. Foul out of play. 0-1 the count. The outfield about straight away. Oakland 2-1 over the Yankees in the top of the 7th. Milwaukee 3-1 over Seattle in the top of the 7th at County Stadium. First game of the doubleheader, Detroit defeated Minnesota 7-4. And the second game, top of the 6th, the Tigers lead it 1-0. High chopper, and that's going to be trouble. Bernazard, a tough play. They get him. And the run scores. Good play by Bernazard. It's 3-2 Sox.
Tony knew it was going to be a tough play because George Wright can get down the line. Excellent speed. Watch Tony charge it all the way. Gets in position right there, takes it off to the side, and quickly shuffles it off to Chris Nyman at first.
So with 2 outs, here's Jim Sundberg. The infield fan for Sundberg. Law guarding the line at third. Breaking pitch for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Cincinnati has shut out Pittsburgh 9-0. The Cardinals and Houston tied at 1 in the top of the 7th down in the Astrodome. They appeal. They say no. Giants will be at Dodger Stadium tonight. The Mets down in San Diego with the Padres. Now it's 4-4. The Angels and the Indians in the top of the 8th. The Cubbies on top of Atlanta 7-6, the bottom of the 7th. Outside 2-1. Montreal 3-1 over Philadelphia. That's in the bottom of the 6th. Law to his left, and they get him. So the side is retired. The Rangers are gone, but they add another run. On a hit, no errors, they leave nobody to the bottom of the 7th. It is 3-2 White Sox. Now John Butcher completing his warm-up tosses, a 3-2 Sox lead. And for the Sox, they will go to Mike Squires. He will hit for Chris Nyman. Vance Law on deck. Now Squires coming on. Mike hitting 194 with an RBI. Mike looks like he's bringing out a Harold Baines model with a little grip on that bat. $17,527 tonight. 1 ball and no strikes to count.
And they're going home with that Yago Sangria seat cushion with the beautiful logo of the All-Star game.
There's a few of them been sitting around with that seat cushion on their head. There's a high fly ball right field, and Parrish right there. That is out number 1.
And fans, for the best in NASL outdoor soccer coverage, have Sportsvision installed in your home today. Don't miss a minute of exciting NASL action, and tune in to a major sporting event every night of the year. Get exclusive coverage of 112 White Sox games plus additional American League matchups. And to order Sportsvision, just dial on TV at 699-6688 or call your local cable company.
Here's Vance Law. Takes a first pitch low, 1-0. Law has flying to right, bounce to short. 0 for 2 tonight. Well, the rain's just barely coming down now. 2 balls and no strikes. See just a while ago the shot of that fan sitting in the stands with that seat cushion on top of his head. 3-0. 17,527. Brave ones here tonight. And they stayed right with it. A lot of them moved back for cover once the rain started to fall in the very early innings. There's a strike in the count, 3-1. On deck, Jerry Dubzinski. Right side, 2 hops. Right there, Tallison to O'Brien, 2 gone. Now Dubzinski comes on. Jerry tonight 1 for 2. Line to left. And he singled his last time at bat to left. 3-2, Sox on top. Baltimore on top of Kansas City 5-3 in the top of the 6th. Angels at bat 4-4 tie with the Indians, top of the 8th as Dubzinski takes a strike. Oakland still on top of the Yankees 2-1 in the top of the 7th. That's Guidry going for the Yankees. Right side by Butcher. Tolleson charging to O'Brien. 1-2-3. The Sox are gone in the 7th. After 7th, the Sox lead at 3-2. And let's go back to the studios where it's warm and dry to Mike Lederman. That absorption compound down there at the studios, we've got a problem. Right here, the Sox on top 3-2. We go to the top of the 8th, and it'll be Bucky Dent to lead it off. Roger Bossett, he's working up a little lather out there tonight. He has earned his pay and a half. He's done a great job.
He's going to get that 35-inch waist down to 32 in a hurry.
Dent tonight has popped to first and bounced to third. Takes a strike in the count. 0-1.
There you
we
go.
Get our center field camera back. Thank you, men. Right side, Bernazard there, bobbles and has it in front of him, throws him out. Squires is at first as he stays in the game. Squires hit for Nyman.
Tony does this just about as well as anyone in the American League. Boy, he keeps the ball in front of him. You'll see it take that little hop up off the wrist, hits him on that left shoulder, controls it. Very seldom do you see a ball bounce away from Tony Bernazard.
Here's Billy Sample. Homered his last time at bat, and he struck out. He's 1 for 2. A strike, 0-1. To the count.
Mark says, no more hangers for you, young man.
Well, you're in that position right now, last few innings, where you cannot afford to make a mistake. Just concentrate a little harder on every time you draw it back. Right side, Baines coming on, lots of room. And that is out, number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Dwayne Tolleson, the second baseman, and the leadoff hitter. Tolleson 1 for 3 tonight. His bounce is second, struck out. He singled his last time at bat, a high chopper up the third base side that Law had to go back and try and make an off-balance throw on. Tolleson beat it out. Takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. But here comes Law. He smelled it and throws him out. Good play by Vance Law. Now the Rangers are gone in the 8th. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left to the bottom of the 8th. The Sox lead at 3-2.
And Jovan will team up to bring you a fabulous fireworks display following the Sox game with the Kansas City Royals. This game will feature a special 5:55 start, so you're assured of seeing plenty of fireworks all night long. The Jovan White Sox fireworks night, Saturday, June 4th against the Royals.
Here's Tony Bernazard. 1 for 3 tonight. He doubled in the 3rd and scored. Butcher missing outside, the count 1-0. Right now, that is the difference in the ball game.
And Jody Davis has done it once again. He hit his second home run of the game, his 6th of the year, and 8th. And now the Cubs lead Atlanta 8-6. That's after 7.5.
1 ball and 1 strike. Carlton Fisk on deck. Two balls and a strike. The off-speed pitch getting away from Butcher. Bell up inside the bag at 3rd. Outfield playing Bernazard slightly to the opposite field. Foul back, 2-2 the count. Well, those Red Sox, they were talking about going up there to Toronto and facing that arsenal of pitching that they had to see with the Blue Jays, starting with Steve. They've done nothing but win the first two. That's fouled away. That's where the Sox will go after tomorrow's game and Sunday's game. 3 days in Boston. Don't forget, tomorrow and Sunday, it'll be Sox Cap Weekend. Got him looking, and Bernazard knew it. He just walks away. There's the Texas bullpen. That's Tovic, a right-hander, throwing. So the second strikeout for Butcher, and Carlton Fisk will come on. If you're looking to the Texas ninth, they have Bell, O'Brien, and Parrish. And if need be, Bittner, the heart of that Texas order. Fisk takes a strike, 0-1 the count. So we hope you make your plans to be with us tomorrow and Sunday. High fly ball left field. Lots of room for Billy Sample. And he squeezes it out, number 2. And it'll bring on Harold Baines. Tomorrow afternoon, don't forget, game time 3:05, a special start. Sportsvision will be on at 2:30. And the cap that'll be given away will be the Sox home cap tomorrow. Then on Sunday afternoon, it'll be the road cap to the first 40,000 fans. Right field. Perry's got a bad start. Now coming on. Dives. Can't make the play. Tollison all the way out there to make the play, and Baines is at second. Boy, what hustle by Tollison and also Baines. Parrish, an excellent attempt.
Another case of the strong hitter swinging hard, hitting it on the end of the bat. The outfielder breaking back, and Larry Parrish just could not recover. Good effort. But there you see the second baseman, Wayne Tollison, quickly pouncing on it and making it a fairly close play at second. There you see for Baines his 7th double of the year.
Now with Baines standing at second base, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Sox on top 3-2, and here's Greg Luzinski. The Bull is 0 for 3 tonight. Has flied to left and to center twice. On deck, Rusty Kuntz. Oh, 0-1 to the Bull. Outfield deep to the left. Oh, 2 the count. Rain has now stopped. Just missing, and the count 1-2. Cleveland at bat in the bottom of the 9th, still in a 4-4 tie with California. Baines at second. Here the Sox on top 3-2. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Foul at the plate. Count remains 1-2. Seattle now 3-2 over. Check that. Milwaukee 3-2 over Seattle in the bottom of the 7th. Jimmy Sundberg getting that mud out of his face.
What's a foul tip right here from Bull? Sends it right down, and that mud bouncing up, that sand, getting both Sundberg and Jerry Neudecker.
Baltimore on top of Kansas City, 6-3 in the bottom of the 6th, way up over his head. Got him. And the Bull strikes out. And the Sox are gone. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left. Through 8 complete, the Sox lead it 3-2. In the top of the 9th, Buddy Bell will lead it off, followed by Pete O'Brien and Larry Parrish in that order. 17,527 paid tonight. Bell is 0 for 3. 1 ball and no strike. Hoyt trying to pitch his 2nd complete game of the year and the 5th for the SOX staff. Curveball for the strike. Bell doesn't like it. Montreal leading Philadelphia 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th at Philly. Fouled away. The count 1-2. Bergmeyer has gone in to pitch for the A's in the 7th inning at New York. And Smith now pitching for the Cubs in the 8th inning. To right field and playable. Baines is there. And that is out number 1. Now Pete O'Brien will stand in. O'Brien 0 for 3 tonight, is flying to center and struck out his last 2 times at bat. As the pitching line on Larmar Hoyt after his 4th win of the year. He's pitched a whale of a ball game. Tanana and Butcher pitched well. 1 ball and no strike. Under the conditions tonight, we have to give all 3 of these guys credit.
Hoyt's pitched a lot of good games this year.
Oh, he has. We talked about that before, Ken. His record certainly is no indication of what it could be or should be. 2 balls and no strikes. On deck, Larry Parrish. Deep to center field. Kuntz a long way to go. Heavy air. Rusty's there. Out number 2. Now the Rangers are down to their final out, and Larry Parrish, who has bounced to short, he's bounced to third. He doubled and scored his last time at bat. And you've only got to think about one thing right here. You've got to think about keeping the ball in the yard.
You got to think about keeping the ball away from Larry Parrish. 3-2 ball game, 2 out, top of the 9th. He is strong. But if he beats you with that wind blowing in, it's got to be the other way.
And he goes the other way. Gets it over the outside corner. 0-1 the count. One ball, 1 strike. Outside, 2-1. Larry Bittner on deck. The outfield all deep. They don't want a ball hit over their head. Law guarding the line at third. The infield very deep. Shot, base hit, left field. Now there's the strength of Parrish. That is the 5th hit for Texas tonight. He got that ball off the end of the bat. They're still strong enough to hit it through the hole on that left side, and that hole a little bigger with Law guarding the line. Now Larry Bittner will stand in. Bittner's 0 for 3 tonight. He has not gotten the ball out of the infield. He has bounced to third, bounced to first, and popped to first. Outside, and the count 1-0. Baines deep right. Kuntz deep straightaway center. Kittle deep and left. Maybe the shallowest of all 3. The left-hander Bittner standing in. Foul left side. Law moving over right to the box seat railing, and that'll be back about 5 rows. So the count goes to 1-1. Ball and 1 strike, 2 outs. The tying run at first base, and Larry Parrish. And Larmar doesn't like the feel of that baseball. He wants another one. He doesn't like that one. He said, I'll try one more. One and one to count. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Check that, top of the ninth. With the Sox on top, 3-2. Base hit, center field. Parrish to second base. He's going to turn and go to third. He will make it without a throw. Now the Rangers have runners at first and third, and that will bring on George Wright. So the sixth Texas hit. And Dave Duncan going to the mound.
High sinker right there. Stayed on the bat. And Larry Bittner, good solid contact hitter, just drilled it right back through the middle. And Duncan wants to go out. Got George Wright. As we talked about the last couple of days, Wright much more effective from the left side of the plate than he is from the right side. Matter of fact, coming in hitting .301 left-handed and .189 right-handed.
And the only man throwing in the bullpen is Salome Barojas, a right-hander. Now the outfield will play their normal position right now with Wright. Hickey had been throwing the couple of innings ago, but it's now Barojas. Now the Rangers with a tying run 90 feet away. The go-ahead run at first in Larry Bittner. That's Parrish at third. Bittner at first. Hit foul, out of play. Now good speed in Wright at the plate. Parrish down the line at third. Squires holding Bittner at first. Got to be alive with Wright with anything. Foul, out of play. 0-2 the count. Now the Rangers are down to their final strike and their final out. The Sox 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Rangers 2 runs, 6 hits and no errors. Well, the fans come alive as they have the count 0-2. And they look for the strikeout right here to end it. 17,527, and most of them have braved the weather, and they've seen a good one. Just got a piece of it.
That was a good pitch to hit right there. Breaking ball up, took just a little something off of it. Unfortunately, George Wright fouled it back. Two.
Left side, Law. The throw to Squires, and they get him. And the ball game is over. Well, Larmar Hoyt pitches his second complete game of the year. A route-going performance as the Sox defeat the Texas Rangers 3-2 on a little iffy play. Jammed him with a fastball, Hawk.
Head inside out and watch Vance Law. Now that infield very wet. Vance is trying to make as sure of the throw as possible. Throws it into the line a little bit. Fortunately, he got enough on it to where Squires could come off the bag and make the tag.
Now that will do it for the Texas Rangers in the ninth. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. They leave a couple. And the final score in game number 2, it's the White Sox 3, the Texas Rangers 2.